Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Shogun podcast, where every single week or every couple of weeks we're going to be going through the world of social media, everything we like, don't like, people we like, don't like, trends, industry news, everything like that. And today we have me, I'm George, and we have
Freddie.
And we have special guest,
James.
We have James, the managing director, the big boss of Shogun, is here.
The boss dog.
Yeah, so that's all good. So what we're going to do first is, Freddie, do you want to take us to some industry news first?
Yes, industry news comes from Twitter this week.
Okay.
So Twitter is developing now. You can get a filter button for your replies. Everyone knows that Twitter is hot on abuse. So basically this button will enable you to not see the hateful comments, but they'll still be public, which I thought was brilliant. Should have happened a long time ago anyway.
Mm.
Yeah.
Twitter's a toxic place at times.
It is. It deliberately says, with the trending tab, it deliberately says, here's a topic, please care about it. Here's a topic, what's your opinion on this topic? And even if you don't have an opinion on the topic, seeing that there, you go, maybe I'll just share my stupid opinion on whatever this topic is.
It's really, but I don't read my mentions. On one of the accounts, I've got over 9,000 now. That's a no-go zone. That's a war zone.
Yeah.
No going in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Best to preserve your mental sanity there. And I think Twitter's one of the worst for falling down a particular rabbit hole, probably alongside TikTok, for just where you end up on a different side of Twitter. It's probably where it originated, I'd say. So those content rabbit holes have to be addressed in some way or another. So it's good that we've got these filters, and it's probably something we'll talk about in length on another episode or this one.
Is it just the mentions you say that's filtered now? That's the update?
Yeah, it's coming. It's developing. But I think it's good. I don't know how they say what's hurtful or what's not. There wasn't anything on that, but it will still be public, so your friends can still see the abuse you're getting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It might be nice to see if they can do what Instagram do and filter out keywords based on that, because then you can get rid of spam, so like DM it too and all that kind of stuff.
True.
Or if it's like a particular racial slur, like homophobic slur, as a brand, you could filter out all of those for safety before you go ahead and post something that may fall into that territory.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, that's interesting that it says that, if you have an account. So, for example, talk us through how that works now, then, Freddie. Like, if you have an account and you're going through your mentions, you filter it so you won't see it.
So when you do the tweet, so say if it was like, I had this for lunch, you can press this filter, so the replies you get you won't see all the abuse. I'm looking forward to it. To be fair, I think it should have been happening a long time ago.
Open Twitter again.
Yeah, start using it.
Yeah, that's gonna be quite interesting, because there are so many celebrities. Not that I want to kind of say what a celebrity is going through is like what real people are going through, but there are so many celebrities who say, "Oh, I've quit Twitter because of all the abuse I was getting," or something like that. So I suppose it will stop that. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the motivation. Yeah, limit it. Maybe that's the motivation, is Twitter saw how many celebrities are doing that and saying, I'm slagging Twitter off now, I'm done with it. Like, I've closed my Twitter account. So Twitter are like, oh God, we've got to do something about this. Let's keep our precious celebrities.
Yeah, and the athletes, they always get abuse. They always get attacked on there, more than Instagram as well, but they're on that platform is pretty bad. So
yeah, Twitter's a place where you'll go viral for a particularly good roast, and I think that's why it encourages it. But people just don't know where the line is at all. But that's the internet for you.
Yeah.
Stay safe at home, kids.
Yeah. Yeah, it is terrible. Yeah, I must admit, I've never tweeted anything particularly hateful, so I don't think I'm going to be affected by this. I must admit.
Absolute waste man to have the actual time to actually write a hate online.
sometimes though, it's for brands it can be good, because sometimes I tweet stuff on my account which I know will trigger people, not in a bad way, but I know it'll be like they will react and they'll share it and it will grow. So it can be flipped two ways, but obviously don't overstep that line, which I think sometimes the platform hasn't even put that line down for people.
Yeah, and I suppose when you think it's up to the user to filter out what they want, it doesn't even need to be bad words. I suppose they could filter out any word they want from these replies in this new update, I suppose, couldn't they?
Absolutely.
If you are a brand account, filter out anything that mentions a competitor. Maybe that's the benefit here.
If anything, they should keep that on though for social listening purposes.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to just like bubble yourself off from your competitors.
You can mute words now, but to go through and type in every hurtful word or like sentence statement that there could be, no one's got time for that.
No. And you might miss out actually what the context is in a sentence. For brands, I recommend they leave everything on, because they need the guidance. So if they did post something cringe or something stupid, you deserve the flack you get to a certain extent, as long as it's not directed at the individuals. if you've made cringe, you need to know it's cringe to improve.
Yeah.
Because too often it happens, and if we didn't call it out, then we'd have even worse business content than we do now, calling you out.
Yeah, the silence brand alien thing. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's this dumb meme. It's like what you're talking about, James, like when a company tries to tweet something that's just kind of cringy and down with the kids, and it's just like a reply that caught on as a meme where it's, I don't know, it's like a screenshot of some alien from a film, and they're like blasting some like big explosion, and it says silence brand, and that's the meme. Like, so anytime a brand posts something stupid, silence brand.
Yeah, honestly. That's a whole episode in itself.
It is.
Just talking about how you can actually blend in authentically online.
Yeah.
But you have to actually be authentic, step one. Like,
yeah. There's a subreddit called Fellow Kids, which is exactly that.
That's the first meme
best.
I thought of.
Right,
but
right.
I'm glad it's evolved into aliens and explosions now.
Yeah, the Fellow Kids subreddit is absolutely one of the best. It's so funny.
It just happens too often. I don't understand how you don't know it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. Just like open your phone once a day, perhaps, and you'll find out what's going on. Amazing how far removed people are, or the pockets of the internet that separate you from what is actually interesting. So again, when you put together your marketing departments, you need different perspectives and different age ranges, because you can't attempt it without getting the info from that particular person that best fits your demographic, or you get industry insight before you do it. I know that's long-winded for social, but too many times it happens, and there's no excuse for it. None.
Yeah.
You bastards.
You're right, yeah. That's interesting, Freddie. Is that going to change anything you do online? Like, are you going to be filtering around stuff for your account that just hit 9K, for example? Or you just keep it as a war zone?
I like it. So if there's like a string of bad results, I'll purposely post it because I know it'll annoy people. They'll go, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And I just think, engagement.
Nice engagement, bro.
Yeah.
Delicious.
So I don't post anything that can cause that, but some people just love it.
I can't think, like on my personal YouTube account, I've had trolley comments, but nothing like, no slurs, no insults. Well, maybe some insults, but not like not like a kind of slur, I guess. I don't know. When it comes to what word would I ban, I have no idea what word I would ban from like my replies if I had Twitter or something. I don't know.
And this is just where different demographics come in. Because
Totally.
I know what word I'd ban.
Sure.
I'm sure women would know what words they ban as well. It depends on where you're from and who you are, and what words come up most often, because you could get a whole like sub community of haters that revolve around a particular thing they hate on you for. As we've seen from any mainstream creator, they all have like a constant meme that follows them. And that's, they'll probably lean into that, but muting it won't stop it. If anything, it might sometimes make it worse. You have to play it time by time, ear by ear, whatever the frickin' saying is.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's me. That's my pocket.
Well, that's cool. That's interesting industry news. I know this creator highlight that I'm going to say this week is one that I've been looking forward to since I first discovered it, because it's so just, I think, perfect, because it's just it's so weird. It's an Instagram account called Rajshahi Indian Restaurant. And when I first discovered it, I thought, oh, this must be some huge account that like I'm only just catching up with because it's so good.
Yeah.
No, they've got like 20,000 followers. And I think when I first discovered them a couple of weeks ago, they only had like 15,000. So I think they're growing right now. The whole thing, what they do is their entire Instagram account. Bear in mind, this is a restaurant in Australia. So it's an Indian restaurant. They never post their food. The only thing they ever post is memes. So every meme you've ever thought of, anything, if it's Drake, anything at all, they will turn that into something about naan bread and what they call butt chicken, because a while ago I think they tried to type butter chicken, but they misspelt it. So then butt chicken became a catchphrase of the Instagram account.
Nice.
And it's so hard to describe, like, without actually seeing it. It's just every single meme you can think of is just on the grid.
Throw the feed up on screen right now.
Yeah. And it's so funny. Even things like, I think once they posted a photo of just the owner, and she's just this woman. And it's just like, oh, you might think that, a man runs this account. But no, it's a woman, it's her. It's just this nice photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, I'll show you on my phone now. So
it's got to be done. I've got to see it, because I tried to spell it and completely missed it.
Yeah.
Jesus,
and
this is a meme page.
Yeah, it's a meme page. That's exactly it. It is a meme page, but it's a restaurant. And it's a real restaurant, because you can go on their website. And one of the things that they did, for example, is like they got some hate in a DM. And I don't know if it's real, but they just screenshotted the hate message and then posted that screenshot saying, "This is what you get for anyone who messes with me." And all this, not mentioning a restaurant, not mentioning their food at all. It's just like a beefy like screenshot of some like hate they got in their DMs. It's so funny, and I just think it's such a perfect thing. Honestly, it's every meme in it you can think of, anything under the sun. They've turned it into naan bread and butt chicken. And
I can't tell if this is an extremely clever marketing team or one person. That is just because all these memes are hilariously outdated. That's what I love about it. It must be done on purpose. Like
I honestly think it might be.
This formats like classic top text, bottom text. Like I barely see that. Right, but the amount of Family Guy memes in here is my favorite bit. Everyone go follow this page right now. That is outstanding.
But what's so funny as well is this, half of them aren't even about the restaurant. It's just about naan bread. They always mention naan bread and butt chicken.
Yeah.
And that's it. And they sometimes mention the restaurant. But yeah, if you were to go onto their website, it's a real thing. It's a real restaurant in Australia.
Interesting.
How on earth did you find that?
I can't remember. I think it's
meme
because
probably got recommended, right?
Yeah, I think I follow a couple other actual meme accounts, and they shared it on their story, and I thought, oh, that's funny. And then the more I looked at it, the more I saw, oh no, this is a real restaurant. Yeah,
interesting.
I just thought it was so
Do you
funny.
reckon the restaurant could have initially bought a meme page that was growing?
Maybe.
Or they literally started off by themselves.
Yeah. That's
really interesting. Tapping into meme culture for a local restaurant. Like, try and pitch that to any other restaurant.
I
And
know.
they'd be like, no, but it's not relevant or directing customers, whatever.
I know.
No, look at it. It works.
It doesn't.
It works.
Well, like I said, what's so funny is it's not even like they're posting their glorious, beautiful photos of their food. It's not that. It's just memes.
Yeah.
I just thought that was
Been
so
there,
funny.
done that.
Yeah.
Fest, like, get the memes up.
Yeah. They do have some modern ones. Like, I think that has just taken off, hasn't it? That one?
Like that format.
That format.
Girls shouting at guys here in a
Yeah.
festival.
Like,
Yeah,
they
I've
posted
seen that on
that
Twitter,
2
yeah.
days ago.
Yeah, that's
So
They're
they
on it. That's what I
yeah.
mean. So that they are definitely aware of modern formats. So they are using
Yeah.
the old formats in irony, which I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
And this is the only one I found that wasn't a meme. It's just I think the owner of the restaurant. I don't know. It's this lady.
she's good.
She's good. If it is her, I mean, for all we know, that might be a stock image or something. Or it's like the teenager who runs this has just posted like a stock image of some woman. I don't know.
That's such an edgelord thing to do.
So that was so funny. And it just, from a social media marketing point of view, that was just so ridiculously unique where they are showing zero product. They're showing zero thing about their restaurant. It's just funny images, you know? So, I mean, does it work? Like, me looking at that now, I do want to go there. I'm not going to go to Australia to go, but like if I find myself in Australia, I want to go to their restaurant, you know, because I go, what are they actually, what is this naan bread like? I want to try the naan bread. You keep talking about it.
Yeah. That was interesting. I'd love to see it develop. Like if they start printing out some of these memes, putting them on the wall.
I was just about to
Like
say
their whole restaurant is meme cladded from like the most ironic, like old designs as possible. Or if it was part of their service, like the entire menu was themed in like the oldest memes going, like the Hello Fellow Kids curry, like that. That would be incredible. So maybe they should blend it more into real life things, but that comes more into their products and their actual business. But yeah, that could be interesting because, you know, the first pushback to that from anyone you suggest that to is like, well, what results does it drive?
Yeah, exactly.
And
What
it drives
are we
online
selling?
engagement, but does it at like physical uptake? I guarantee they have many Gen Z eaters. Like guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it works for anything else.
Well, this is another post I saw, which is someone visiting the restaurant. So I think that is a real customer.
Oh, hello. You can see memes on the bottom of their
window
thingy.
Yeah, on their restaurant window.
Pull that up, Jamie. Pull that up. Like that's,
So someone's going there.
Says it's go. Yeah, they're on it. They're on it. Throw it up on screen. You'll see it themselves. I'm not reading it, but quality.
So it looks like they are a real restaurant in Australia that have just said, forget normal marketing. Forget it completely. Let's just do silly photos.
So many other brands have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you stop playing by the playbook of your industry, you stand out instantly. Like even this conversation, you could say plays into our industry rather than a podcast. But like, how many other things could we do? We just I think that's what we have to do. We'll become full blown edgelords. The Shogun page from now on. Drop us a follow to see the edgelord content.
Natasha should get on this.
Yeah.
Do whatever her meme at the moment.
Natasha's meme lord.
She is in her Air Max 90s.
Yeah.
Really big.
Spicy.
Nothing but Roadman memes for the next month. The
Make it
Roadman
happen.
campaign.
Yep, the Roadman campaign. KPIs. I don't know. What's the
KPI?
KPI of the Roadman
Over
campaign?
2.5 Air Max per episode.
Absolutely, yeah.
How many Nike Tech fleeces can we wear in a month?
Yeah.
Gotta be done.
Yeah, crazy. So that was my creator highlight. And like I said, as soon as I saw that, I thought that's hilarious. And I can't wait for us to put clips of that up. Because I think that'd be so fun.
We need a jingle for these sections.
We do, don't
Creator
we?
highlight.
We do. We've got some buttons here. I don't know.
Oh, we're setting those to first thing. DJ! First thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so that was creator highlight, James. Do you have any trends that you saw recently that like you noticed?
I do. And there's three main things I want to talk about. And it's how we weaponize and repurpose content. And this is in the lens of TikTok, right? First example, and you guys have seen this before, and we'll chuck an example up on screen. How many times have you seen a clip from a movie, podcast, or a Reddit video that is accompanied by a clip of a GTA race, Subway Surfers, or Temple Run? Yeah, like, there's something about watching if that person will die playing the playthrough that it makes you subconsciously listen. And maybe it's something we try alongside some of these clips perhaps and see how much better they do. But people have just been using the lower third of a video or the upper third while the video plays below. And it does surprisingly well. Like, they do surprisingly well with minimal effort. Now, for me, it's a bit of a cheat way of doing things, but I'm interested to see how we can like hack culture in that way. And I'm sure that's how a lot of teams would put it. But it makes things perform 10 times better. Like, this one I'm looking at has like 1.1 million views, and we'll chuck that example up on screen. It's from one of those kind of motivational money channels. But it's like a TikTok, some kind of lawyer show. So at this point, they've run out of content and they're just trying to find anything from anywhere to get something done. So that one's interesting.
Yeah, I have seen that. I think I saw that. I mean, this is old now, but in the old days of YouTube, or not even the really old days, but there was this YouTuber called Leafy.
Oh, Leafy. Did he get banned?
Something like that. Yeah, Leafy was doing that where he would play, because he got involved in a bunch of random beefs with other YouTubers.
Yeah, it used to just be like an insult/commentary channel, but it was like one of the first cancellations online.
Yeah, well, he was doing that style of video where he would narrate what he had been doing that week. Like, you guys...
gameplay.
Yeah, it was either COD or it was this other game, I've forgotten what it was called, but it was like running around first person, running on walls, like wall riding, but this...
Oh, Titanfall?
Maybe, yeah.
Might have been Titanfall.
Yeah, well, he was doing that, and it'd be like a 6-minute video of just Titanfall gameplay. Well, like, you listen to him explaining why he hates Logan Paul or something. Yeah.
Good quality content, that.
Yeah. Where's Leafy now? I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it says, like, the human brain and eyes and ears, we like to see something, but hear something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, especially TikTok, it is a game of watch time, and YouTube's always been that anyway. But it's like, how can I keep you here for the majority of the video? And even if you don't care about what's actually being said, you'll stay for Temple Run because we are simple creatures. It works every time. So yeah, I'm loving that, and we'll test on a few things just to see how it does. I guarantee it perform better on TikTok than it would if you put it on Instagram. I haven't actually seen that form on Instagram. I've seen it on YouTube Shorts though, so that's an interesting one to think about. And so you see that the different meta things, though, Instagram's just like 2 weeks behind, Facebook's 2 years behind. Facebook is the Internet Explorer of social media profiles. I hate it so much.
God, that's such a strap line. I love that.
Yeah.
It is. Straight up. Yeah. We're quoting that.
And now they call themselves Edge. But it's the same thing.
Yeah, on the edge of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Hate it so much. But yeah, shouts out to Internet Explorer and Facebook for being crap. Next up on the trends is the Coco Melon audio on TikTok, and I will throw it up on screen as well. But it is basically just using like the Coco Melon audio as like a beat match thing, but it like kicks into a song. Now this was like the UFC use it quite a lot, and I think because I'm on the anime side of TikTok, there's a lot of fights and stuff that get dubbed along with it. And let me play it into the and you just use the beat drop to your advantage, right? I mean, how many things could you show off in both a serious and ironic way?
Yeah, like 1,000 things could do that. Just when it's just like any impact. It doesn't even have to be an impact. It could be like changing clothes or something.
Yeah.
Like boom. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, especially if you're in social media, perhaps maybe it's an audio we can use to look at a client before we join them and then after, and look at how much of a difference it makes to their entire feed aesthetic. And we could use that as our transition piece. So this is why when it comes to how we create TikToks internally, it's audio, idea, execution, because it needs to be driven by where the trend comes from. So that's one of the best ways to look at it from that perspective. So yeah, I like that. Use that. It's fairly recent. It's been around for a minute now. So if you don't get on it this week, it's probably be dead by the time you get there. So, but that's TikTok for you. So there's a little nugget for you folks. And then last but not least is definitely going to be the use of image carousels in TikTok. Now, I get these quite a bit, and I'm not sure if it's just, again, because I'm on anime side of TikTok, but like, for a hot minute, I did not clock that these were like pictures, and you can just scroll through them, whether the video is played or paused. And they're so good because you can use, again, if you're starting with the concept of audio ID execution, you can scroll through them in a way that matches the beat you're going through, or it will do it automatically, so timed on a second by second basis. Now, I've never uploaded one. It might actually have some feature where it matches the images to the pace of the song, but I haven't actually looked into it to see if it can do that. But most of the ones I've seen tend to match the beat. So I love that. And you can save individual photos as you scroll through. So TikTok's not only muscled in on the video game and changed everything else, but now images are back in an interesting way that follow the musical narrative. And it's all about pushing audio tech as you go. Again, we'll throw the example up on screen. We'll do a little screen recording. So, yeah, a lot of people don't even know you can put photos on TikTok, and I didn't until fairly recently. So it's something I definitely want to test more in the future and see how much of an impact it makes, because how much stuff do we only take pictures of, whether it be like behind the scenes from somewhere or like a restaurant, or before and after, maybe putting a building together that you can then somehow put on TikTok at the same time in a way that actually is natural. So yeah, loving that.
Yeah, I think anything that kind of revitalizes still images on social media, I'd like to see, because that's something I hate about new Instagram, is how focused it is on video, to be honest. Like I don't want to be seeing video all the time. I want to just see photos sometimes.
Yeah.
And you can't do that on it. Like Instagram used to be the photo app.
Yeah.
Or it's not anymore. And I hate that.
Yeah. Like everyone who's seen the updates, and obviously Adam Mosseri posts all the changes on Instagram, the feedback is always, why don't you guys double down on your strengths the same way Twitter did and not change? I think this has come down from, obviously, from Meta, that I don't think they have a choice in the matter. See, Instagram's been part of the Meta group for a long time. I genuinely believe they're forced into a lot of the changes they make, because that's Facebook's game. It's always been Facebook's game to see a feature, copy it, and then put it out there in there. I guarantee the next one will be Real in the next few months. That feature will be in Instagram without question. And it's a theory, but I guarantee you it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to change that culture, because they must have plenty of data by now to show it doesn't work. The thing is, because it's worked with some things, taking stories from Snapchat, for instance, that's worked. It hasn't worked on Facebook, but it worked on Instagram. So Instagram's like their prime stealing territory. I'm not sure of how many other things they tested, but it didn't stick around.
This new feed style.
Oh, that was
their use of Freddie.
No one uses it.
Yeah, ruined.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, because again, they were trying to copy TikTok, where like slide, click, and the post clicks into place. Then slide, click. Whereas, people prefer the smoother flow. I don't know what you'd call it. Is there a name for that? Like, it's not infinity scrolling. And continuous
it's more
scrolling.
like control.
Yeah.
Rather than I didn't like it.
Yeah. So there was that interaction, but there's also the algorithmic following, the following, and then the favorites following. Yeah. So that's a drop down on everyone's Instagram. Is anyone using that?
I've never used it.
I have used it because I got tired of all of the posts they were feeding to me.
Interesting. So you went following?
Yeah, because I thought, like, I'm following for the reason. I follow this account for a reason, because I want to see them. I don't want to see a random other account. Or maybe I do sometimes. Sometimes I do. Sometimes okay, Instagram, do your thing. Feed me something random. And I'll, like, just open my eyes to any random post they give me. Yeah. But other times I'm like, no, I have a set few accounts that I follow. Yeah. That I want to follow. Similar with YouTube. YouTube is the same thing. YouTube stopped feeding people just their subscriptions ages ago. Yeah. And sometimes I just want to see my subscriptions.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm glad they always had the subscription tab there. When I think about it, YouTube's been doing that for the longest, really.
Yeah, they did it for ages.
I think it was just more accepted because people like the variety and that homepage. Like, you're either a homepage user or a subscription user. And my subscriptions are so out of control. When I went like mad over the years, that was like. It's all of my past interests. It's not how I've changed, but my homepage knows how I've changed. Right. So that's an interesting dynamic on there. But yeah, a lot of people wouldn't even know that the drop down's there.
No.
Really. Like, I think you got one prompt when you first opened it up to say that this is a thing, but then you immediately forget.
They don't want people to use it, because as long as you're on the main feed, they can serve you whatever they want. Whereas when you go onto your following list, it's only ones that you want. And they don't want to serve you things that you want. They want to serve you things that they want.
Interesting. It's all about the agenda, man. The government, man.
Yeah.
Feed you what they want to see, man. Yeah, that's a whole different rabbit hole in itself. How the algorithm affects people, I think, is like a whole different video. Because I think the reason we're more polarized than ever before is probably because of how these things work. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see where the world goes. Now we have the choice. Do people still opt to be in the bubbles they're in because they're too far in it? They already picked a side, quote unquote. A lot of people would, yeah. But whoever they're already following is going to be on that side anyway. So is the damage already done in terms of looking at society? But at least your choice of creators, at least you have the choice to do that. Do any other platforms do that? Can't do it on Facebook yet, can you?
I don't think so.
Let us know in the comments if there are.
Yeah. You sometimes on Twitter you get say if your interest was like Southampton Football Club, you will have tweets that you don't follow, but it will have a little grey icon. It will say Southampton Football Club, like the subject that comes up, which is quite good. You click on it, you can go through.
Yeah, nice. So that's the trends of the past couple of weeks.
It is.
Yeah, nice. Freddie, do you have any hot takes?
I do. I've been waiting.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
God, what's your hot take?
Okay, so
hold on, everyone.
Hold on. Here it comes. Supreme are linking up with Rolex to bring out a watch, right?
That's ridiculous.
So they're bringing out a stainless steel watch. So it's going to be the normal Rolex, but then on the face, it's going to have the SUP, so red and white. I was doing some research on this. It's meant to come out for winter this year. And they actually brought one out back in 2013, which sold for £100,000.
Well, Supreme collab. Rolex and Supreme.
Yeah, okay. A Submariner.
Here you go, Supreme. Take my money.
So a new one, I don't know what it's going to go for now because it looks like a nicer watch. But I always talk about marketing collabs on here. This is my latest one. But I was talking to George about this earlier, and he said old school Rolex fans won't like this.
They'll hate it. As someone who used to work in a jeweler and do the marketing for them, I can tell you, the old school Rolex fans who appreciate the history of someone with a monocle going into their watchmaking shop with tweezers, those fans will hate the idea.
Well, I'm thinking that scene from Toy Story 2 where Woody's getting
you can't rush. Yeah. You can't rush.
That's
art.
Basically,
he said, yeah.
That's basically what. Yeah, that's how Rolex started. So when you think of these old school Rolex fans who are older people who've been collecting forever, and they go these young kids with their Supreme collabs and all that, they're gonna hate it.
I think it's clever. I think they're trying to get young, rich kids into their brand.
Yeah,
you can see why they did it.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
Yeah, you can see why they did it. Yeah, because like I was saying to you, Freddie, earlier, there's probably a lot of these Supreme fans, like rich 18-year-olds, who are already buying Rolexes. It's just their it's just not Supreme brand.
Yeah, hype beast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that is something special. Hopefully it drops.
Yeah, you're gonna get one.
No, but they're bringing out multiple items in this collection, so it won't just be a watch. I don't know there was no other details.
Bringing out another brick.
Hope so. Suitcase. A Lilo has been my favourite down the years. Supreme Lilo.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy. James, do you have any hot takes this week? Was that your trends?
I kind of already slipped in already. My hatred for Facebook. Hot takes, I think.
Anything you've noticed? Anything this is my opinion on something? You just easy going with it all.
Yeah, I mean, this week I've seen a lot of uptick in interest in people leveraging their LinkedIn personal brands to achieve certain goals, right? And it's been lots of consultancy. We work with a large financial brand, and it's one of the things where the individuals within that brand need to be basically creators in themselves, and it's about how they can level that up. There's a big resistance in terms of how people would use video content on there, because obviously when you're looking at a larger organization, they've got compliance to think about, brand to think about, and then they've always got to do social off the side of a desk for themselves. It's never a full-time thing. So it's interesting to see the generational difference, I think, in terms of the attitude to video. For us, we know it's like the window to our hot takes. It's the window to our opinions on stuff. We want people to agree with what we're saying, but also relate to us on a human level. And that's why we always film this and put this out. But some people are just terrified by the prospect, and I'm not sure that's a generational thing. I'm not sure if that's a kind of specifically to LinkedIn thing. But it made me think of a video. I think it was last week I saw it, called the Millennial Pause. Now, if I told you what the Millennial Pause is, what would you think?
Millennial pause. I have no idea. Like, in what context?
So it's on social media videos. So have you ever noticed when someone slightly older, probably like maybe 30 plus or something, is making a video, there's always a slight pause before they start where they're just like... So I'm here today to, right, and
Sure.
Apparently that is inbuilt instinct for when video recording tech used to have a little half a second to a second before it kicked in. So now anyone older stares at the camera for a little bit before they make their video, but they never bother to edit it out. So like whenever you've seen someone just like...
Yeah.
So that's what, like, there's just no need for it. So Gen Z have been taking the absolute mickey on TikTok and just been going on about the millennial pause. And I'm like, that's so many LinkedIn videos I've seen. Because they don't realize how instant the whole thing is and how much you need to really double down on the first 3 seconds. Because every time, like, you think that's a common sense thing. Like, do you stick around for a video if it doesn't get you in the first 3 seconds? Probably not. But anyone, like, that I've been talking to in these organizations just didn't know. And I was like, interesting. So maybe maybe the millennial pause is a real thing. But I'd go more like Gen X pause maybe than millennial.
Probably,
but
yeah.
I was like, that's just Gen Z being a dick. Yeah. Classic. But yeah, I'd say that's my hot take. Like, do any of you lot see that? Let me know in the comments. Like the millennial pause. Have you seen it? Is it real? I need to know.
Yeah, that's fair. My hot take was something I saw recently. It's just about the value of social media as a kind of community tool that we talk about all the time. And this is something where it's nothing to do with brand at all. It's just a kind of community element that I found on Reddit. And again, don't know if Reddit is social media. I don't know. Maybe some people say yes, some people no. Some people say YouTube isn't social media. So I think it's all a massive grey area, isn't it? It's all for
Depends on how you use it, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. So Reddit, I found this one Reddit post recently. It was on, I think, the subreddit Well That Sucks, name the subreddit.
Classic.
Yeah, and someone posted this photo of their kitchen side, and it was like some crisps and some dips and some board games or something. And they just said, oh, I invited a bunch of people around for a board games night and no one turned up. So, well, that sucks, right? Well, in the comments, they had prepared Jackbox, the game Jackbox on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's where you log in, like you use your PlayStation to log in and then use your phone. Yeah. So, and everyone then goes on to jackbox.tv on their phone, I think. And you type in the code and everyone who has that same code plays the same game on their phone. Have you played this, Freddie?
Something similar, not that, but
it's
Kahoot.
awesome.
It reminds me of Kahoot.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
That's how Kahoot.
Yeah. Well, this guy, like he said, "Oh, prepare Jackbox." Blah blah blah. People in the comments then said, or someone in the comments said, "Yo, I'm not taking that. What Jackbox code you got?" And then he posted the Jackbox code, and the guy was like, "Okay, fine, I'm logging in." And this guy had his board game night, but with random Redditors, because all these random Redditors joined in. It was like a popular thread. So all these random Redditors used the code, like ZYPN or something, and like they all logged into this Jackbox game that he started running from his PlayStation. So he was doing this like global Reddit-based Jackbox game just because of the community element of Reddit and social media. I just thought it was so cool.
Mate, Reddit gets too much flack in the news, I think. I think it's like the go-to like forum that like dodgy shit can happen in, right? But I've seen so much good come out of Reddit, like that
so
stuff, really helpful advice. Am I the asshole, which is my favorite ever Reddit thread. And then the full-blown murders and missing cases of people have been solved on Reddit for like the GeoGuessr dudes out there who know exactly what they're doing. Like, I think a lot of US police departments actually go on Reddit forums now just to utilize the department for the Reddit thread. And like, you just don't hear too much of that in the UK. But I'm like, they are on it. If you give them a mystery, Reddit will solve it.
Yeah, it is really creepy. It is really creepy how deep it can go. I think it might have been Reddit or 4chan, I don't know. But there was this one, there was this one where like they were trying to identify where some, so it was like something was buried in the desert, and people on Reddit, they found out what it was.
Yes,
do you know what I'm talking
exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember. Was this an Elon Musk thing? That he
don't
put
know.
something somewhere, or if it was a murder thing. I can't remember.
It wasn't a horrible thing. It wasn't a murder. It was something to do with like marketing. It was like something to do with marketing a video game or something like that, or a festival. Oh man, I forgot what it was.
What is that called?
Is it a fire festival?
I don't know what it was, but yeah, no, you're totally right. Yeah, the power of Reddit coming together. And I thought that was just a quite cool little thing I noticed in my hot take. Yeah, it was just the community of Reddit helping this guy out on his failed game night turned into a successful game night.
I find it really curious how you never know what type of post like that will blow up. I'm sure plenty of things have been in that sucks, but how many people have actually acted?
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting. And like for that, like that thing where I was looking in the desert for something, like how many times is that actually taken off from a marketing point of view?
Yeah.
Like, you know, geocaching, like if they went on Reddit and tried to activate those forums like that, would it work? Would they just be perceived as a brand that's just trying to get them to do something and everyone would ignore it? Like what are the factors that allow you to activate an audience in that way? Is it just authenticity and luck? Or is it something you have to regularly contribute to Reddit for ages and then they will like act on your behalf?
Potentially.
Yeah. Reddit do reward your account for having a longer lasting account. They do say,
karma up, baby.
yeah, if you keep posting in a subreddit, then you're allowed to post or something like that. Like they have these strange rules where the longer your account is, the more you post in general, the more likely you are to be allowed to post to the bigger subreddits.
Yeah. Does it matter how much like silver, gold, and platinum you get given?
I don't think so, because you can buy those. So you actually buy those with real money, or you can get given them. So I got, I earned like a couple bit of some gold, I think, because I hit the front page of Reddit once.
Oh,
so they gave me some gold, and I haven't spent it. Like I don't know what the point of it is.
Invested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watch KSI's video all the time, and he gives me gold and platinum a lot, and I'm like, what do you do with it? Like,
yeah, nothing.
I should probably jump into Reddit more to find out, I guess. But
yeah, well, that's actually a running joke on Reddit. Is people say how it means nothing. It's like an Instagram like. It's the exact same thing.
But you have to pay quite a lot of money for it.
Yeah, but you pay for it. That's the difference. But I mean, people do buy it. That's the strange thing, is people will buy all kinds of stuff. I guess it's the same as like in a video game, if you pay for a new skin, it's the same thing, isn't it? Like it changes nothing, but it just looks cool. Same as Reddit Gold, same as an Instagram like, I don't know.
I mean, is Reddit going to be the next like CS:GO skins? Like just absolute side hustle for people and or gambling for kids? I don't know. We'll find out. But love it.
Yeah. Is that all the hot takes for this week? I think
So
it is. I think it is. Wow. So we've covered episode 8 now, haven't we? The Shogun podcast. How exciting. Episode 9, bring it on. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you liked what we're talking about, follow to make sure you never miss an episode. Leave us a like, leave us a comment as well. And I have been George. We've also had
Freddie
and
James.
Yep. And now we are going to say goodbye and have a nice time. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.